Hi, my name is Silas. Welcome to Mockup Monday number 30, where I try to show you something cool. So last time I had my sister here. She was visiting in Vermont from California, which was really cool, and I showed you guys we both battled in the kind of quadrupus sumo thing, and maybe I'll show a clip here. So I've got jetpack. Oh, you're occluding me. Now the wanting to be in the same place is tricky. Okay, I got the leg. I got the leg. Take him away. Take. My complaint is with the current control system I have, which essentially, if here we go, we got a prop. If this is the quadrupus and this is my hand, I put in some jetpacks to try to make the control problem easier for users, so they could still, do their fingers and that would do the legs, but that it would always kind of be gravitating towards where your hand actually is, so that hopefully when you did your leg movements, instead of you going backwards, you would actually, because you have this little bit of push towards where the hand is, you would end up where your hand is. And that actually works out well for one player. But with two players, when they're both trying to basically get next to each other and then, do something to each other, one hand's on top of the other, you can't see, the leap motion can't see what it is you're trying to do. So that's a big problem, and I'm gonna have to switch the control scheme instead of using that, which I thought was nice and kind of intuitive, to something else, and something that keeps both players' hands kind of in a fixed space, so that there's no profit from trying to get over into somebody else's space. And I think what I'm going to try to do, maybe this will be what I have to show for next week, is to do something where essentially it's almost kind of like a joystick, where here I'd be going this way, here I'd be going this way, something like that, so that you can still move all the legs, but then depending on which way you have your hand or angled, you then are pushing kind of in that direction. So that's kind of my big problem and the big risk with this quadrupus sumo game that I'm trying to put together. A couple other things that I thought were cool. I'm going to switch over to Safari here. So there's been a big thing going on in streaming. So people have been streaming video games where they play a video game and show you basically their skills, and that can be like playing StarCraft or playing Call of Duty or what have you. But people recently on Twitch have been streaming their game development. So this is while they're building an actual game. And I played around with this a little bit, did a little bit of streaming myself, and it was pretty neat, actually. People can jump into watch essentially what you're doing on your desktop. So let's jump into this one. So here, this is somebody who's streaming right now. So you've got a chat on the right side. You've got him building out his world here. I'm going to unmute this really quick so we can hear. And he's got some music going on. And people are chatting about what he's doing. It's kind of a crazy free-for-all. I'm going to unmute now. But this is something that I played around with a little bit. I'm Silas on Twitch as well, and I did a thing called a little thing called Ask a Game Dev. So, and my thought was, when I did streaming of my own development, people were asking me questions about stuff that they wanted to do, and I was like, that's actually a pretty good opportunity for me to, provide a service to people. And so for a couple hours last week, I did this, ask a game dev thing, and I made this little counter just because, I like being able to count up progress to kind of ratchet things. So, I got asked a bunch of questions. I answered a bunch of questions. Some questions, they're going to come from all over the place, and some of them I'm just not equipped to answer. So there's questions that I punt on, and at the end of the kind of Ask a Game Dev session that I did last week, I had about 14 questions asked, 12 answered, a couple punted, and it was a really cool experience, and I feel like something, kind of important and new is happening on Twitch. So I just wanted to kind of share that with everybody. And so those are my big things. One, still don't have this quadrupus control thing working. Streaming on Twitch is really cool. Do check it out. And I'm going to be doing streaming there, and probably an Ask a Game Dev session, every so often. So, yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching.